Hello, everyone that's on. How y'all doing tonight? So this is my second live in one night. I've never done this before, but there's been so many people that had so many questions about everything. I've had people who said that I'm purposely not answering questions, when the honest truth is I have all of this. I hope you guys can hear me. I have all of this on my page already. This is the second time I've posted that post. And so I've been answering these questions for a while now, and a lot of the questions are the same questions over and over again. But that's why I figured it'd be better for me to go ahead and have a live, so that, hi, how you doing? So that, I can kind of answer it and everybody be on the same page at one time. So you guys are open to ask questions. I just want to let everyone know this is a spiritual space, for us to talk. I don't like haters. If you're a hater, keep going. If you're a troll, keep going. I will block if I have to. I don't want to, but I will if I have to. But yeah. So pretty much this is open to asking questions about anything I've posted from excuse me, my dinner's coming up a little bit. From what I've posted about the parallel universes. You can ask anything about the mushrooms that I've recently taken, had my trip with the mushrooms. You can ask about my police brutality. Like, ask any questions. I'm here to answer that and to be open with you guys. So don't everybody ask at one time. And welcome to all my new followers. I say I probably have about like 20K new followers. I want to thank everyone that has started following me. If you guys haven't followed me, press that follow button, because I have like a lot of stuff that's happened. So yeah. Oh, okay, here we go. So is it parallel universe or more like a second chance? That's a good question. So me, when I first posted it for the first time, I didn't know a lot about any of this stuff. A lot of people told me to look up quantum leaping, quantum morality. Only thing I could think of is just what I've kind of Googled about the situation. And the reason why I kind of felt like it was a parallel universe is because pretty much most of the, what they call those, Mandela, there we go. Most of the Mandela effects, I completely agree with, like Bernstein Bears, Fruit Loops, then the color being off, like all that is what made it seem like this may be a different universe for me, because it's not the one that I remember before the switch. So that's kind of what made me think that. But yes, it feels like a second chance. But the problem is I just don't know what I was supposed to do with the second chance. Let's see. I've just seen your video about parallel universe. Have you found out if info from your previous life? So as I told everyone, it's the same exact life that I'm living now. I'm not a different person. It's the same exact life. When I first switched to go back to 10, okay, I thought it was just like a dream. To be 100% honest with you, I thought I had a dream. I was like, okay, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be back with my kids. That's exactly what I thought it was. It was not. So if I knew then what I knew now, I would have wrote down in my little 10-year-old writing everything that I could remember. But since I couldn't, over time, it became more of like, when you have a dream and like when you first wake up from that dream, you really remember it. You're like, okay, I remember this. But once the day goes past, you only remember little parts and parts of the dream. So that's kind of how it was. It was like, okay, I'm not remembering as much as I could, but if I really knew, I would have wrote down so much more than that. Okay, let's see. Any more questions out there? Here we go. Just seen the parallel video. Did you ever get your kids back? Yes, they're in the room right now. Getting on my nerves. I did. So when it comes to their father, that man had my magnet, okay? There was something that drew me to him, and I never understood why the connection was so strong. When we first met, it was like literally at a fight. And I'm not talking about like a Tyson fight. I mean like a hood, two girls. I was in high school, two girls ready to fight. And we're sitting there, and we're hugged up watching the fight like we're watching fireworks or something. It was so weird. And so I didn't understand why. I've never liked a man or been infatuated with a man. Like I was infatuated with him, and I could never understand why until I had my daughter. Because I didn't know if my boy and girl, what order they were in. So after I had my daughter, I knew what she was going to look like before she came out. And my heart was just finally complete. Like, I was like, this is what I've been missing. So at that point, I was like, oh my gosh, that's the same person. And he gave me the same kid. Then we had another one. I knew it was a boy because I'd already had a girl. And so he gave me the same kids again. So I got them back. So a lot of people say in your story, you're so nonchalant about missing your kids because they back. They in the room. They getting on my nerves right now. But I'm so appreciative of them. Okay, let's see. Does your current life match? Oh, sorry. Other questions came in. So, does your current match your old life? So, as much as I can remember, I believe it does. And the reason why I say that, a lot of people want to know, is because when my sister, if you guys don't know, a lot of people had this question. Yes, my sister did end up passing again. So, when my sister passed, how she passed was due to domestic violence. It was a murder-suicide with her husband. And so I met her husband for the first time and never liked him. And I had no reason to not like him. He was so nice to me. He brought me stuff for Easter, bought me stuff for Valentine's Day. Like, such a sweetheart to me. But I could not like him. My intuition was like, everything about me could not stand that man. I had no reason to. So that's why I feel like it still played out the same way. Oh, and also it's hard to tell because ever since 10, my new memories overlapped my old ones. So like when I think about it from the day I was born to about 10, it's all the same. But the other ones just overlap the other memories. Are there any glaring differences between your two lives? Not that I can tell. Have you done anything like hypnosis to remember? Yes, so I did go for a past life regression to a great hypnosis named Elena. I told her a little bit about my experience, not too much, because you don't feed people too much information when they're, going in to do things. So I gave her a little bit. She told me that it's not like a timeline. Not a timeline, but it's not a time machine. She cannot press, okay, I want you to go back at this very moment, at this very second. Spirit tells me where to go. So pretty much myself will go back to where I need to go for my inner healing. And so it didn't send me back to that point in life. It actually sent me back to when I was 5 years old in my apartment after my mom and dad had just split up for the first time. Well, it was the only time, but yeah. So that's where I ended up going back to. So she couldn't pinpoint where she wanted it to go. Have you done anything? Okay, sorry. Did you have a full-blown... Oh, let me go back. Sorry, people. When questions come, it moves the other ones. Okay, here we go. Did you have a full-blown panic attack when you realized you were stuck in the new life? No, I didn't, because I kept thinking, I'm going to go to sleep and I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be right back to where I was. So when it first happened, I was like shocked. Like, I thought it was a dream, but I was like, okay, why am I have to go to school in this dream? Okay, after school, I'm still like, it just kept going. It's not like Groundhog's Day, but kind of, because it's like, it just kept happening. And I'm like, okay, when am I going to wake up? But it was never a point where I was just like, I think it's how gradually it happened. It wasn't just like all at one time. Like, if I knew right then and there that was it, that I wasn't waking up, I think it would have been too overwhelming and I would have had a full-blown anxiety attack. But since it was more like a gradual thing where I thought I was dreaming, it's like I slipped into it easily, if that makes any sense. I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you. How do you feel about current events? Like, what does your intuition say? So to be honest, a lot of my intuition happened all the way up until 23. So now after 23, and then when I turned 23, I kept thinking it was going to happen again, y'all. I was like, okay, all right, this is it. I felt like, what's his name? Fred Stanford, just the big one, Elizabeth. Like, I was afraid that it was going to happen again. But it didn't. So now the current events aren't as much, but leading all the way up until that point, everything, deja vu, premonitions, I had all that stuff. So yes. Do your kids ever bring up that you were gone? No, because it's a different timeline. So if you know about quantum leaping or quantum morality, which I didn't know until I posted it the first time. So then and then people say, you said you can't make this shit up. You just made this shit up. To tell you, I've never heard of a theory called quantum leaping or quantum morality until I actually did this. And people are like, go look it up. So people gave me books and everything to read. And I'm like, okay. So how is it that I made up a story, right, about an actual theory that is equal to a theory that I never heard of? That don't make sense to me. So when I say I can't make this shit up, I mean I can't make up a story of something that I never heard of, and it turns out to be something that happens to not only me but several other people. So when I say I can't make this shit up, That's what I'm talking about. I can't make up something that fits with a theory that I've never heard of in my life. Now that don't make sense. Okay, do you know? Oh, sorry. Let me go back to what I was going to say, though. Do your kids ever bring up you being gone? So, sorry, that's the reason I said that. So, with quantum leaping or quantum morality, morality, they believe that you died in that other universe, and then your conscious goes to another universe, or the same self goes to another universe. A lot of people say it's reincarnation. To my understanding, I think reincarnation is when you die and you come back as another person, not your same self. So to me, I would think that quantum leaping or quantum morality would be more of when your mortality, I hope I'm saying it right, but is when you're going back to your own self. So if that's the case, I believe that maybe I died in that previous, if we're going off of this theory, I died in that previous one, so my kids are probably growing up without their mother as of that day. Maybe I went to sleep and never woke back up. That's the way I always said I wanted to go, Lord, so I ain't mad. And then I think when my jumped, you're not supposed to remember the jump, and that's why I believe the glitch took place. I shouldn't have remembered the jump. And who's to say I haven't jumped other times, or this hasn't happened to me in previous lives? But I shouldn't have remembered that. And so that's where the glitch lies with me. Okay, do you remember how old you were when the switch happened? 23, and so I went right back to being 10. So all the years and everything is the same. It's no, it's not like a different. So it's 2010 was when I was 23. So that's when it would have happened. It took me back to what, 96, 97, when I was 10, 97 it would have been. So those are the years. I'm really, really sorry for it. Thank you so much. Maybe you had a dream of your life and because it seems so real. So everyone keeps saying I probably just had a dream. But if that's the case, then why did everything still take place when I woke up as my dream? So that's the part that makes me feel like this got to be more than a dream, because everything took place. I had the same kids. I met the same man. My sister passed away. Like, if it was just like, okay, I had a dream, it seemed really real. Okay. But the part that gets me is that the dream came true. So what does that mean? What does that lead to? So I don't believe it's a dream, to be honest. It doesn't feel like a dream. And I am a very vivid dreamer. I have vivid dreams. I lucid dream. I go places. I can ask people things. I can put a gun. If someone comes to try to rob me, I can make myself have a gun. I can put my dream on pause, wake up, go right back where I left off at. I am a very lucid dreamer. I'm trying to learn more about astral projecting. I haven't been able to do that quite yet. I'm trying to work on that. But when it comes to dreams, I know dreams. And when I say this was not a dream, this wasn't a dream. Did your family notice the change in you when you first came back? How did you find peace with the shift? So my mom, she was like, what's wrong with you, kid? Because I'm super outgoing. I'm always bubbly. But I was just quiet, like shocked, like in your room, just looking at the wall for a second, like just staring, like. And she's like, what's wrong with you? So she remembers me acting a little different at that time. But that's about it. I never went into detail about it. I never told them about it. More so because I didn't know how to explain what I went through, especially going back as a 10-year-old. And you already know people don't be believing kids like that, you know. And I ain't gonna lie, I used to like be kind of dramatic as a kid. So I probably wouldn't have believed me. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, this one's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know what I'm saying? So I never mentioned it, especially the mentioning of my sister's passing. Growing up in a very religious household, we believe that you're not supposed to speak those kind of things into existence. So that was more of my thing. Like, I don't want to speak it into existence. So I never spoke on it. So here your sister is still alive. No, she passed away to a murder-suicide with her husband. She's no longer living. Have you searched for missing people around that date when you went back to being 10? No, because I'm the same person. I had the same kids, same name, same birth date. Everything was the same. So I didn't go look for anyone else because I don't believe I was anybody else. Do you ever worry you're going to get sent back? All the time? I think my biggest fear is going forward in life instead of backwards. Like just waking up one day like 87 with a messed up hip and like missing front tooth or something. That sounds like I don't mind doing that if that's where my life leads to, but I don't want to just like skip it and next thing you know I'm just like, what's going on here? So that's definitely one of my fears. If it happened again, knowing what I know now, someone heck of looking at me in the balcony. What y'all looking at? Don't be looking at me. You don't know me? Sorry. If I knew then what I know now, I would definitely write it down. So if the universe is that blesses me enough to go through that again, I'm going to try and remember everything I can. And at all my people out there telling me, you need to get Bitcoin, please believe me. If the universe allows it to happen again, the first thing I'm putting down is Bitcoin. And it's not going to be called Bitcoin. It's going to be called Shellcoin because I'm going to invent it. Okay, that's what I say about that. Let's go back to the, let me go back here. I don't believe it's a dream. I believe you. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. I'm trying to find it. Every time you guys put new questions in, it goes back. Okay. Do you ever worry about going back? Okay. How did you quantum leap without projecting? So I guess I did project it. I did project, right? I meant to my knowledge now, I've never projected, like intentionally projected. I've done some projection in my sleep before, and I just like floated to the top of my ceiling and watched myself. So that's what I mean by like I didn't leap. Or, I'm sorry, I didn't project. I mean like now. Back then, yes, but now I can't make myself just do any projecting, which might be kind of good because what if the universe is like, girl, you projected last time and that wasn't supposed to happen, so maybe they took my projecting skills. I don't know. And I've really tried. Like I've listened to like YouTube projection, all that kind of stuff. They have even like projection music for what is it? What's that one called? Spotify. And I actually kind of got close on that one. But like, what if I'm like restricted from projecting now? I don't know. I don't know what it is. For some reason, when I dream, I feel like someone is pulling on my teeth, but they never come out. Oh, that's the worst one. Oh, I've had dreams of like people pulling out my teeth and you could feel it. Or have you, one time I had a dream of like I was chewing my teeth. Oh, it was awful. It was awful. I believe you, sis. You look like you're being genuine every time and you never miss a detail. And that's what other people said, she's not answering questions. Because I'm not answering questions because I've answered the same questions 40, 50 million times. And I don't mind re-answering, but y'all really don't understand. I get so many comments that I don't even see all the comments. Last night, I think I went to bed like 1:30 answering questions, like, because I love y'all. I love my whole, like, I call y'all my spiritual family. If y'all new here and you ever hear me refer to my spiritual cousins, that's y'all. Because I found like a whole new like family on TikTok. And it's kind of weird because I can't relate to my own family like this. And these conversations, if I sat down and tried to have a conversation with my own family, it's going to go over so many of their heads. But I found a whole nother community, which I call my spiritual cousins, which I can talk and use words like quantum leaping, astral projection. And they're like, oh, I got you. So I'm like, okay, I done found some spiritual cousins. So I'm so grateful for that. Okay, I don't believe it was a dream. I believe you. Thank you. Did everything happen exactly like it happened before? Or did something happen differently? To my knowledge of what I remember, I'm going to say it happened the same. But I do feel like something had to have changed. And that's the thing I cannot pinpoint. Because how did I make it to 34 this time? Instead, I went past 23, right? So me talking to other people since the first time I posted, they said they believe what happened may be that. So if you've heard the story, I hope you guys heard the whole story about how everything happened with my sister. If you have not, let's go back a little bit to the point where the day it happened. My sister saw me and my best friend at the time walking. And my sister, I was staying at her house like every day. Like me and my sister was like inseparable. Like, it was summertime. I was at her house every day watching her kids, help her with the kids. She would go out and go have some fun. And I was like, let me stay here with the babies. It gave me a break from my mama, who was a really religious household. So it gave me some free time. So, hold on, what part was I getting to? My sister. Oh, shit. See, I hate when this happens. Sorry, guys. I was talking about my sister. Y'all remember what I said? Hold on. My sister, I was going to her house a lot. Okay, sorry, the day of. So the day of when it happened, I was walking and my sister saw me walking and she never would make me walk, ever. She would always turn back around. And mind you, I've been at her house every day. Every day. So she seen me and my friend walking and she just smiled and we waved and she kept going. That was my last time seeing my sister breathing on earth. Last time. So what we may have thought is maybe I did get in the car with her that time. And maybe I did go with her, even though I would have been a different age. I would have been 16 at the time. But maybe something like that something happened where it stopped me from dying with her. Maybe she didn't want me to go with her too. That's what a lot of people are saying. So I really don't know. I don't know what it is that's different, but it has to be something different because I went from 23 to 34. So not quite sure. I've been trying to astral project. Me too. They have like, I have this really, I'm not sure if you guys follow him. His name, and me and him, he's the first person, because I'm not sure if you guys know, I have like a podcast, and I've used to do it through like Anchor, but now I'm trying to do the podcast more through Instagram Live. The reason why is because, and maybe TikTok Live too, because I can record it and I can upload it. So I'm gonna start uploading things like this also to my YouTube. So you guys download YouTube and download my Instagram, because I want you guys to be able to see when I'm having my podcast. But I had a guy named Dom, and his name on here is House of Eli's. He astral projects. He's been astral projecting since a kid, so it's natural to him. He didn't even notice that wasn't a natural thing that everyone does. So he sent me so much stuff. He's given me so many tips on it. So if you're trying to astral project, I will definitely recommend House of Eli's. That's his name here. Go follow him. That's my dude. I guess it was a vision, probably. This is where I feel like deja vu comes from. Our different lives are crossing paths at some point. Same. Because like, and then I seen something that might be true. People said, you know how your intuition, you get that gut feeling. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm getting over a cold, so I apologize. But they said like your gut feeling is your future self telling your past self not to do something or something. That's what your gut feeling comes from, your intuition. I was like, that's deep. Because, you know, like time is supposed to be all happening at the same time. So that's deep. Can you explain more about how you said everything looked ashy after jumping timelines? So yes, when it comes to like the trees, because I live in California, we have a whole bunch of mountains. So I remember before that whole thing happened with the going back to being 10, from like when I was 9, 8, the colors were so much more vibrant. Now it's like a kind of like a smoky film over them, and it looks ashy. And I've always said, I be telling people, don't you notice how ashy stuff looks? Some people are like, no, I don't notice. Some people say, yeah, but other people are like, no, it looks the same to me. And I always figured it was because I'm from a different parallel or different universe. So it looks the same to the people this is their rightful universe. It's like, yeah, it looks the same to me. Then other people are like, oh, no, it's when you get older, and when you get older, your eyes aren't doing all this stuff. Like, no, because it's been happening ever since I was 10. When I was 10, my eyes weren't going through that. So I don't believe it's because I'm getting older and all the scientific stuff that everyone's saying. I believe it's because I remember them being more vibrant, and now this is a whole different ball game for me. Okay, what if you just had a vision? If I had a vision, that's crazy. I'm not turning down any, because I don't know what it is. I can't sit up here and be like, no, I know for sure. Like some people said, you might be a time traveler. Like the travelers, what's the time traveler's wife? I think they said you might be a time. I honestly can't sit up. I don't say no to any possibility, because I can't tell you what it is. I can't tell you what happened. I just know it's a glitch. It wasn't supposed to happen. Do you feel somehow wiser and older because of this? How was your childhood? Yes, I've always been called old soul since I can remember. I've always been the 3-year-old that likes to listen to B.B. King, the blues. That's literally my nickname, old soul. So I've always been so much mature for my age. And I definitely think that helped. That helped too. Oh, I've caught live. Hey, Tammy. Since your sister was alive when you switched, did she die at the same age, but she did in your past? So I don't know. So I didn't know when she died. And that was always I felt like it was a puzzle, because I knew when I had seen her that she's not supposed to be here, that she had passed, right? But I didn't have the knowledge. I could not understand. Not to say that I didn't, because I didn't write down everything I knew. So over time, I didn't know how she passed. I didn't know why she passed. I knew none of that, right? And so that's why I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I know she passes, though. So it was like a puzzle. And the closer it got to her day of passing, that's when I got premonitions that I've never had premonitions before. I had visions that I never had before. For example, I came home the day that it happened. Came home. And my phone rang and it hung up. When my phone rang, we had a picture over the phone. I looked straight at the phone. And as I'm looking at the picture, I got a vision. Sorry, guys. I got a vision of my sister. Or not my sister, a casket. Okay, but the picture is my nieces and my sister. But I had a vision of a casket. And when I went to go look in the casket, I couldn't see anything. It was just black. So then I went to my room. I shook it off. Because I was like, what the hell was that? I shook it off and I start singing because I tried to get my mind off of it. I'm like, I'm just going to sing something. I don't want to think about that. So then I start singing Aaliyah, Missing You. And I was at the part where she was like, now I'm sitting here thinking about you. And then I go into my room and I turn on the radio. And at the same time, Aaliyah saying, in the days we used to share. At the same time I'm saying it. And I just got chills all over my body. So stuff like that. How did I know that song was going to be on the radio? I wasn't driving. I was 16 years old. I just walked in the house. How did I know that song was going to be on the radio at that time? How did I have a premonition the same day that of a casket after looking at my sister's picture? So it's stuff like that that makes me feel like, wow, like, I don't know. I didn't know when it was going to happen, but when it came closer to the date, everything just started making sense. And after she passed, I was like, wow. And that's why I'm like, did the universe try to have me change something? Was I supposed to stop it? I don't know. And I always felt for a long time I failed her. I'm at peace with it now, but for a long time I failed her. The same kids, I've always read it. It'll be different kids. No. See, because I don't think it's a different timeline. It's the same timeline. I had the same kids. They're familiar to me. My youngest one, she's not familiar to me. That one's a new soul. And she's so dope. She's into meditation. She's like, Mom, let's meditate. Let's do affirmations. But those other two in there, my first two, I know those are the same exact kids. They're so familiar since the day I met them. I'm like, and my connection with them is just, it's different. I saw your story, went down the rabbit hole. I am now watching Surviving Death on Netflix. I need to watch something. Someone else said, a lot of people said OA, I think it's called, to watch that. I don't watch a whole lot of TV. I'm always working or doing something. But my next thing I need to do is write a book. Everyone has been telling me write a book. I've had on my last live I did earlier today, everybody's like, if you don't go write a book right now so I can buy it. I'm so sorry, y'all. I had spaghetti and it's not sitting right with me. It ain't clicking. Did your brain/thinking process feel different when you woke up 10 again? If that makes sense. At first I felt like a 23-year-old. I did, even to the point when I had to come home. You know, like when you're a grown up, you can just go to the car. If you're hungry, go get you a burger. Like, I felt arrested. I felt like a prisoner because you can't do that no more. I'm 10 again. But in my mind, in the inside, I don't feel 10. Like, what you mean? I got to ask you to go outside? I got to ask you if I can have a piece of pie? Like, I did not feel 10 in the inside. And so that was conflicting too. Did you have kids before then? Before... So I had kids in the first before the parallel switch happened. Yes, and I believe they're the same kids that I have now, except for the new one I have. Have you ever met someone with this experience? Not in real life. Since I posted this, I've met so many more people and said this experience has happened to them. I had a guy specifically tag me, and he started talking about his experience. He was like, I know you're probably not going to understand. I'm trying to explain it to you. And actually, I do understand, and I understand what he's saying because I've been through it. And I completely believe him 100% because I understand what he's saying. And so a lot of people also said to me, oh, you're looking away. She's looking to the right. She's looking to the left. To be honest, it's hard to articulate what I experienced. So I'm looking for the right words to say. I'm trying to recall it. I'm literally trying to feel the emotion of how it felt to tell you. So a lot of times I do look off. I'm looking off. I'm thinking, I'm like, but it's not out of being malicious or lying or trying to make up something. It's trying to put what I experienced into words to try and best describe it in a way that everybody could kind of feel what I'm saying, if that makes sense. Do you feel you have good intuition outside of the years from your past timeline? I do. I have really great intuition, and I've learned to live by it and to understand it. At first, it was kind of like, it was too strong, I'd say at times, especially being young, too strong. Let me tell you one time, I was our friends had just got married. Me and my friend's friend had just got married, right? And so the mom's trying to show me their first dance. And she's showing it to me, and I can't pay attention. And the mom is my mother-in-law. She's my baby daddy's mom. And I'm sitting there, and I have this uneasy feeling, right? And I'm like, something ain't right. So everybody's like, oh, they're into it. And I'm like, I can't. And she's looking at me like, Michelle's hating. Like, why she's not? And so I see my mother-in-law's phone ring, and I ain't say nothing. And so then I'm trying to watch with everyone else. I'm trying to watch, and something says, go answer her phone. And I am not the type of person to go answer nobody's phone, but my intuition told me to answer the phone. So I go answer the phone, and there's this lady screaming hysterically on the other end. And they're like, she's like, is this his mother? Is this his mother? So it was my baby daddy's brother. And they were asking, is this his mother? So I just passed her the phone. Turns out he had got like jumped by a gang. He's not even in a gang. He got jumped by a gang and had got stabbed like 17 to 19 times in his back. And I felt it. I could not be happy. I didn't know what my intuition wanted me to do, but I just knew I had to do what it said do. It said stop looking at that, because we were loud. When I tell you we were loud, her phone was on vibrate. It told me to stop. What I'm doing, I was uneasy, and it said go over there and answer that phone. So I've had very, very strong, and that was I was like probably 24, 25 when that happened. So my intuition, it's something else. Did you carry any intelligence back with you? Did you already know things you were being taught? Not much. I have to say most of my memory is with my soul ties. Like me knowing that my sister was going to pass. People that I met in my life that I knew would be an actual role, I kind of knew ahead of time. Like when I met my friends, I already knew like, hey, that's my tribe. And when they weren't my tribe, I knew it wasn't, because I couldn't find that connection. And so I believe that has to do with the crossing also. They were familiar to me. And it was mostly my soul ties. And a lot of people say, what about worldly knowledge? And as I said before, I don't feel like worldly knowledge is that important. I honestly believe that we're here for lessons, So what I need to know is what my soul ties, my karma, all that stuff. That's what I really need to know. So but the knowledge and stuff, no. Are you older now than you were in the previous life? Yes, I'm 34 now, so I made it past 23. And by the way, when I write my book, that's what it's going to be called, 23, because I came back at 20. I came back when I was 23 to 10. My sister passed at 23, and her kids were 2 and 3 when it happened. So I just kind of feel like there's something going on with the 23 number. So yeah. I don't know how to say this without sounding mean, but why didn't you intervene with your sister's death? I didn't know how. I didn't know how it happened. I didn't know when it was going to happen. If I knew, I definitely would have. But you got to understand, being 16, it was a lot on me. I didn't know. And a lot of people say, why didn't you tell your sister that this was going to happen? Because as it got closer, I started feeling more things. I didn't have to tell my sister it was going to happen. She told us it was going to happen. He continuously, multiple times, stalked her, multiple times, put sugar in her tank, said, I'm going to shoot you. Like, she literally said a week before she passed, she went and visited a lot of people. And she went to one of her neighbors, and she said, if you hear shots, could you please call 911? That would be my husband killing me. So she knew. And then I remember my mom, we had this conversation. My mom tried to move her to my aunt in Georgia. She said the Lord told her in the shower to get Shalonda out of town now. And she said it was so like a rumbling thunder for her to leave. And so my mom was going to take our rent money to buy her a plane ticket and get her out. But see, it was his turn to have the girls because they had a custody battle. And the judge said both, you get a week and he get a week. And so when that happened, she was like, I'm not leaving anywhere without my kids. She said, Mama, I'm at peace now. Whatever happens, happens. And shortly after it happened. So I kind of felt tired. Like, at 16, what could I really do? And I didn't tell her that I had that feeling because she already was scared. Like, she was already going through what she was going through. I don't want to be that one. I felt like you're going to die. And she's already feeling that. She already said that. He already told her he was going to do it. But even till this day, you can't make somebody go somewhere. My mom tried. We tried. But she's an adult. We couldn't make her do anything. We tried to get her to go to Georgia. So I can intervene as much as I want to, but it goes back to free will. She had her free will. She had to make a choice to either go or to stay. And her choice was to stay. As much as I wish I could make her, I couldn't. Okay. Are you afraid it will happen? What if you never die? And that's jacked up. Like, I want to go to the next stage. Like, don't leave me here. This is not fun. I want to go home. No. I'm afraid it could happen again. I'm afraid I'll be older. But I feel like if it happens again and I'm younger, I'll be ready. I think I'll be ready this time. I just don't know if I'm going to have all this knowledge. But if I do, you guys will know. Because a lot of stuff going to be changed in the future. Anybody have any more questions? Oh, here they come. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I gotta find it now. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to find it here. A lot of questions came in at one time. Am I a teeth grinder? Hold on. I just seen that fast. That was funny. But probably because my jacked up teeth at the bottom. Let's see. Oh, wait. Maybe because we were talking about teeth, huh? In the dreams. Oh, there's a lot that came in. I'm trying to find it. Okay. Sorry, guys. What if you're stuck in a loop? Oh, my goodness, guys. You guys asked a lot of questions at once. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to stay in order. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. You guys asked a heck of questions. I love it. Okay, do you have memories? Please look it up. Finish watching your story. How did you not freak out? Oh my gosh, you guys asked a lot. Okay. Let's see if I can find where the beginning started at. Did you find out your partner was? Do you have the same? Not sure if you answered this already. Played out the same as timeline. Isn't it strange how that works? Can you really? Hold on. Oh my God. I'm really trying to look, y'all. I'm so sorry. But it's like 18,000 questions just came through at one time. Okay, let me find. Okay, so I don't know what happened to the previous one, so I'm just going to go from here. Did your parents notice a difference? Okay, great movie, limited series, that's scary. Please write a book. Definitely going to do it. I got to Google how I start writing a book. Do you think you're still in the other universe, like a missing person case? No, I kind of think that I may have passed. If that one's still going, I think I passed, and that's so sad because my kids had to go without me. I couldn't imagine. What podcast are you on? So my podcast is called Chill with Shell. And that's CHELLE. It's on Anchor and everything. But honestly, I've been doing it more on Instagram. So if you guys want to go to my page, in my bio, it has my Instagram and my YouTube. And I'm going to do stuff like upload. It's hard to do it on my phone, though. I'm trying to do it on my laptop. But I'm going to upload because I can download my download this that we're doing right now, this live, and I'm going to upload it to like YouTube and things of that sort. I adopted my cousin. He was killed, and I felt it for a month, and I used to mourn him before he passed. That's crazy. That is so crazy. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear about that. And that's that intuition. That's exactly how I was feeling. My hubby said it would make a great movie. I'm glad y'all watching it as a couple. How cute. That's so cute. I want a hubby to watch it with. Yes, write a book. Do you think maybe your third child is your sister? No, I think my first child is. So my sister died 2003. I got pregnant 2004. Had her in 2005. She looks like my sister. They're both Aries. They act like she looks more like my sisters. Like my sister had another daughter, and they kind of look more alike than her other daughter did. So yeah, please write a book. Yes, always excellent. I'm gonna look. I'm watching Surviving Death right now too. I'm gonna look at that too. Do you think you're still in the other universe? Like, oh, I already did that one. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, stuff's coming back. My bad, y'all. My bad. So how old are you now? I am 34. Do you think you're still in the... It keeps coming back, y'all. I swear I'm not doing this. You can sing really well. Thank you. You're gifted. Thank you. 100%. Isn't it strange how... I think it's who that works. Yes. Not sure if you answered already, but has your life played out the same as the last timeline? I did answer it, but it's... As from what I can see, yes. But I do feel like something did change because how did I go to 34? I was 23 at first, and I didn't make it past 23. Like, I didn't graduate. But I'm like, okay, I graduated to 34. So I think I did something a little different. Don't have me tell you what it is because I do not know. But I do think I did something different. How did you find out who your partner was? Do you have the same partner now? Girl, I am single, girl. I do not have the same partner now. Okay, so I knew it was him because he had my magnet. Like, I was infatuated with him. Like, I already told the story, so I'm sorry, y'all. But that was my nigga. Okay, whew, sorry. I loved him. And so it was just like, and once I had my daughter, I realized it was him because we made the same child again. That makes sense. That's insane. Was your life similar to what you remember in the past? Yes. In between the time I can't. Do you have a pinned post so I know your story? I pinned the one that went viral. But if you guys know how there's playlist. If you go to someone's page, you can see a playlist. Not everyone said they could see my playlist, but there is playlist. So if you scroll all the way to the right, because you should see like my playlist, it should say The Medium, it should say Vicky. If you scroll all the way, you'll see one that says Parallel Universes, and it has the little evil eye. If you select that one, that's the very beginning of it. And then the next one is titled My Sister, and it has a broken heart. So that's how you can. But if not, if you guys go, I would say go and put a post or say like, hey, can you tag me? Because I've been tagging heck of people in them who's been asking me, but I don't see everyone's comment. So if you do, I'll try. If I don't, I'm so sorry. How did you not freak out when you woke up as 10? Because I thought it was a dream. If I knew at that very moment when I woke up in my mama's bed and I saw my sister that was real life, and I think the universe knew that, like it's like, okay, let's slip her on there easily. But honestly, I don't think I was supposed to remember none of that. But it was like over time I realized, oh shit, I ain't going back. I'm really a kid again. I finished watching your story and it's fascinating. You're so strong. Thank you so much. Sorry, this one keeps going. Please look it up. Do you have any memories before 10? I have all my memories before 10. I remember going to my aunt's wedding. I remember when I was like starting to learn how to walk, I stepped on our dog and my whole leg went in the dog's mouth because I stepped on him and hurt him, but he didn't bite me. It was just a bunch of slobber. He knew not to bite me, but he scared the shit out of me. I remember all my memories. If you want free, we are about to enter the 5D. We just have to on the 21st. Did you say you know who your partner is now? Yep, that was my first baby daddy. We made the same kids again. How did you find out who your partner was? Because them babies. Once I had my babies again, I said, oh, that's who was at my house because that's who it had to be, you know? We had the same kids. I'm so invested in this. Thank you. Where are the kids you had? In the room. Getting on my nerves, cleaning it up. I had them again. They in there. When I was 14 years old, I got sick and fainted in the shower, and for some reason, I'm so sorry, Sophia. I'm going to try and read that again because it started off with number 3, number 2, and number 1, and they're so far up, I can't scroll back up. Can you talk about reconnecting with your partner of your past life? It was funny how we met. So first of all, he was my best friend's brother, right? You know the bro code. Well, we ain't bro, and I'm not going to say the hoe code because we're not hoes. Anyways, the girl code. Girl code, that's what it's called, huh? The girl code, you ain't supposed to touch like your friend's siblings. Like, you don't do that. I couldn't help it. It's like, on Aladdin, when it was like the little lamp, and he was like, you can have everything in here, but just don't touch the lamp. And then Abu was like, the lamp. And then he touched the lamp, and then everything. That's exactly how it was. My baby daddy was the lamp, and I had to touch it. He had to touch me too, though. Well, hold on, not like that. Like, I didn't mean like, I meant like we couldn't both not. Yeah. Anyways, that was extra. But yes, so that's kind of how we met, and I feel like we had to cross paths in order for me to have my babies again. So I'm so glad we did, even though we probably shouldn't have. If you had to go through school over again, does that mean you did well in class? Sorry if you answered. I always did pretty well in class until I met my baby daddy and started skipping school. All the way up until then, I was really good, especially in math. Math is our thing. I get that from my dad's side. But I didn't really have the knowledge of it. Honestly, I feel like the second time around, I was more bored in school. Like, so we got to do paper time. Oh, we got to do nap time. Oh, it was boring. Okay, on the 21st, there's going to be a big meditation around the world. I'm with it. I meditate every day. Is there a special time for it? Are your kids the same you had before? Yes, they are. How was year 23 for you, since that was the year you went back? I was nervous as hell. I legit thought that it was gonna happen again. So every time I go to sleep, like, is this the big one? Please don't let this be the big one. Like, I felt like Fred Stanford, like, I really thought it was gonna happen again, and it didn't. So I was like, ooh, when I turned 24, I'm like, I passed. Okay, how does this happen all at the same time? I have no idea. I don't even have an answer of what happened. I don't even know what this is. How did all this happen at one time? I don't even know what this is, but it happened. What if you were stuck in a loop type thing until you did something you were supposed to do? Exactly. And that's what I think happened. Like I said, I graduated this time. I don't know how. Please be careful astral projecting. Definitely. You always gotta ground yourself. You always got to make sure your ancestors and spirit guides, everybody's there to protect you. Definitely. Yes, okay, I'll try that. When did you post the story time about reconnecting with your past life partner? That would be in the parallel universe. That should be in that one. And just so you guys know, I told this story, but I also told this story back in 2020 during, what's it called, when we had to all sit down. They put us on timeout. Remember? That's the first time I did the story. And that came up on something like, tell me how a glitch in the matrix. And I said that one. And so when I said it again, I really didn't expect this many people to react to it. Like, I had no idea that this was going to blow up the way it did. And so it kind of put me in a spot where I had to tell more about it, because people were like, we need to know more, you know? She probably knew. Oh, maybe. Yo, oh my God, seeing your post. I have interesting questions, please. Yeah, go ahead and ask them. You stayed at her house every night? Pretty much every night. Then it was summer school, so my mom wasn't tripping. My mom would let her take me to summer school. I was always there. How old were you when she passed? 16. Anyone else in your fam feel this too, or any deja vu type stuff from close friends and family? Not that I know of. We didn't really talk too much about this. Like I said, this is the first year I even brought this to my mom's attention. But if you've seen my story times, I have one that's called The Gifts. And it talks about how my mom has the gift of kind of knowing when someone's going to pass. God kind of comes to her and let her know. My other niece had a gift of dreams, things come in her dreams. A lot of time when people pass, they come to me in my dreams and they have messages for me to tell somebody. So if you haven't seen that, go look at it. It's called The Gift. It's on my page also. I had dreams of teeth exploding in my mouth. Come to find out, I grind my teeth bad. I probably do grind my teeth. I could see that happening. I'm not going to say I don't, because I'm the same person that say I don't snore. But I think I do sometimes too, but I never admit it till now. I really want to get more spiritual. This stuff is amazing. Man, once you open that, it's no going back. A lot of people be like, I feel like it found me. I swear it found me. And it started on YouTube. That's crazy. Do you know someone who else has happened? No, not personally, but I've met so many people on TikTok from the story that I do know more people now. Going from 23 to 10, did you remember things you learned, or did you start over intellectually? Intellectually started over. Most of the stuff that I remembered is with my soul ties. Just going in order with comments, she'll see it. Yes, I'm going in order, y'all. I'm trying to. Your stories are fascinating. Thank you. We love. Oh, I love y'all too. I love y'all. I don't know how to say it without sounding mean. Okay, I already answered that one. Are you a teeth grinder? I believe so. I think I do. I don't know how to say this. See, it's maybe y'all posting it a lot. I'm not sure. Did any details in your life change? Not that I can remember. Probably did, but from what I remember, everything seems the same. Since your sister was alive when you switched, did she die at the same age she did in your past life? I don't know, because I didn't know when it was going to happen. I was hoping it didn't happen. Like, at that time, I was like, why do I had that just feeling, and it wouldn't go away. Like, she's not supposed to be here. Your sister's not supposed to be here, and I'm so happy to see her. So I don't know when it happened. I feel like it probably did in the same way, because of the way I never liked her husband. I never cared for him. So it's like my self remembered in the past, like, he's going to be a villain in your story. It's like I knew. Okay, what if it was a state of psychosis? I don't know. I believe you 100%, but just thinking. I've never had a stage of psychosis before, so I wouldn't know. I could jump out at any time. All of my past memorable moments. Not sure if I had a dream of astral projecting, but I traveled through a tube-like galaxy and could see all of my past memorable moments. I could jump out at any time. That kind of sounds like it. Your story is so intriguing. Thank you. I have a personal question, if you don't mind. What was your emotional state after your sister's passing? Whew. Disbelief, numbness, guilt. Like, I should have saved her. I should have stopped it. I remember going to sleep that night, and I said, when I wake up, it's going to be a dream. But at the same time, I said, this motherfucker did it. He took my blood. This time, we didn't know he had killed himself yet. We couldn't find him. Disbelief, like, this man really took my blood. my ace boon coon. I ain't know life without her, you know? And that's my first time ever seeing love. How did I miss her so much and she just passed? I had just seen her literally 2 hours ago, but I feel like I hadn't seen her in forever because I knew she was gone forever, you know? I remember it didn't feel right. It didn't feel real. It didn't feel real. That was my first time ever really losing somebody. So when I first seen her body, I was like, get up, get up. She sat there lifeless. I remember I had my girl, I called my cousin at the time. We go to the casket. I ain't never seen a dead body in my life, y'all. That was my first time seeing one. It was my sister. She said, touch her. I said, I can't. She said, bitch, this your sister. Touch your sister. I said, touch her with me, right? She said, okay. So we both put our hand out. She said, to count of 3. 1, 2, and she slapped my hand down on 2. I said, ah! I can laugh now, but that was so grimy to do to somebody. But she was cold. She still was beautiful. She always was beautiful. But yeah, it was a disbelief. I didn't stay for the... Now I wish I could. There's a lot of, like, for her whole visual, I didn't stay for the whole visual because I couldn't take it. I went off and I just did shit with my friends because I couldn't take it no more. But I wish I would have stayed. I didn't understand the significance of the little bit of time you have before you put someone in the ground. That's it. That is it. I didn't understand it until I got older. And then I remember the first time it really hit me, something hella funny had happened. I think some guy was trying to holler at me and something happened. And I was like, let me call my sister. And I grabbed my phone and I dialed her number. And I got halfway through. And I just hung up and started crying. So that's the state of mind I was in. Fucked up. Have you researched if any people went missing? Maybe others leaped too on that same day? I have not, because I'm thinking if I look it up, how would I know if that's just a missing person or if it's a missing person that leaped? I don't know. And I don't think it would show. Well, it might show on this timeline. It matters what timeline they leap to. Okay. Oh, no. So sad. This is my first time hearing your story, and I'm so amazed. I believe you. Thank you. I don't know how you have that patience. What, to keep telling the same stuff over and over? Man, when you got kids, you got to repeat yourself. I repeat myself like 80,000 times a day. I'm used to it. I don't talk to them like this, though. It's a lot harsher. Just small detail. Okay, sorry, y'all. I did the same thing you did last time. Who's the first person you told about? Oh, see, there's some good questions. Did you close really high? Sorry if I missed. Were you able to alter the course of your life based on your experience? So you're stuck in this parallel right now. Do you think what happened to your spirit? There's some good questions, y'all. Hold on. Let's see. Do you ever wonder what happened to the other you? There's something I talked to my cousin about. Oh my, this is so many questions. I'm trying to find the beginning, y'all. I apologize. Dull. Listening to you talk. Heartbreaking. Tell us about your past life. Identical. Recurring dreams. The most time hearing. Okay. I don't know how you have the patience. Okay. I have a recurring dream of my brother dying when I was a kid, and it actually happened in... I'm so sorry. 2015. Did you ever tell anybody, or did you feel like if you said something, it would kind of make it come true? Because that's how I felt. Did you feel like an adult in a child's body? How did you cope emotionally? I've always felt like an adult in a child's body. I would never go kick it with the kids. Everybody, go play with the kids. I'm like, those kids? I've always felt like an adult in a child's body. How did I cope emotionally? I just rode the wave. That's it. Is your new life identical to your last one? You have the ability, you had any ability to alter it? I'm not sure. Like I said, my new memories overlap my old ones, so I'm not sure. It's very hard seeing your sibling in a casket. I lost my brother too. I'm so sorry. It's literally like a part of your childhood dying. I can never sit up here and talk to her about the ass whoopings mamas gave us, because everybody else don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Or all the shit she used to do to get me in trouble on purpose. You know? Nobody will understand. You both look a lot alike. Yeah, she stole my face. I'm just kidding. She was born first. Tell us about your past life. It's not a lot to tell about the past life. I don't remember much of it. After my life started overlapping, like I tell everyone, it's like a dream. As soon as it happens, you remember everything in the dream, right? But once the day go by, you're like, okay, I only remember this much and that much and this much. I feel like if I'd have wrote it down at 10, I'd remember a whole lot more. But I don't remember a whole lot. Most of what I remember is just my soul ties and how they play the parts in my life and when they play it. Okay, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Heartbreaking. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I'm so sorry to hear about your sister. Hi. I think you must be a very special person to have experienced something. We all special. I'm average Joe. I don't think I'm special. I think this might happen to all of us, but we just don't recall. So I don't think I'm special. But maybe this is something that I need to tell or to help other people. It has to be a reason for it, which is kind of the reason why I said it. There has to be a reason for it. I don't know yet. Maybe this is why. Maybe all this happened for me to talk to y'all tonight. And if so, that means y'all the special ones because the universe did all that just for me to talk to y'all. I love listening to you talk. Your voice is nice. Thank you. Ella, I'm literally laying here in the dark listening. Oh, thank you for listening. Were your mom and sis confused when you started talking about, I didn't tell them? How did they react? I didn't tell them. I didn't want to be like, that's something, like, I already get people talk about how crazy I am now, but I don't think I could have handled this at 10. Like, I can handle it now because sticks and stones may break my bones. No, I'm just kidding. But, but now it's like, I can handle it. But I never said, no, I didn't want anybody to think I was weird. That's when you really care about what people think about you. Like, oh, I ain't never say nothing about it. There is something called shifting. Maybe you did that in your other reality. Look it up. She said, everything looks more dull in terms of color. Thank y'all for answering stuff already. So y'all the real MVPs. Thank y'all. Does your husband remember this? So he's not my husband. He's just my baby daddy. And I've never talked to him about it. Because me and him, this is my first year opening up. And me and him, we do not really talk no more. He went on, created a new family. And I kept raising this one. So I've never talked to him about it. Oh, someone answered my question. Okay. Did your life from after you changed into a different world differ greatly from your previous one? Not sure. I just know everything overlapped. But like I said, I had to do something different, I feel like, because I graduated to 34. And hopefully it keeps going, unless the universe has other plans. What do you think happened to your 10-year-old self? Did they go to your body in the other universe? So I don't think anything happened to my 10-year-old self. I feel like something may have happened to my 23-year-old self. And that's what caused me, I don't know, something significant at that time. I needed to go back. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it was. But I don't think anything happened to my 10-year-old self. No, she didn't remember. She only knew. Thank y'all for answering. Does this role feel different from the last one in any way? Yeah. I don't remember it being so... It's kind of negative here. No offense. Like, I ain't trying to be mean. It's kind of negative here, though. Like, and a lot of stuff that happened I didn't think was going to happen. Like presidents being elected and stuff happened. That's the parts that be feeling different. And this whole, like, corona stuff, like, and mandating of... This just is off to me. Were you able to redo life like it was a second chance, or did you see it that way? Second chance, yeah, but I don't know. The only thing that kind of revolved around it to me was my sister. I think that's what the second chance was supposed to be. I feel like, you have a chance to... Anybody ever seen Hero? And when Hiro Nakamura had to save the cheerleader, that's how I felt. Like, I had to save the cheerleader. But Hero did. I didn't. But yeah. Do people around you believe you? And will you tell your children about this? So my children are nosy as hell. They went on my TikTok, started creating fake TikToks and stuff and looking it up. Why did their mama go viral? I do tell people around me. Some people, a lot of people actually, are like, I believe you because I know you. And they know me. They know my gestures and everything. They're like, why would you lie about this? But some people aren't ready to receive it. I have a best friend that I don't think was ready to receive it. So she's just like, yeah. And I've told people before I even told TikTok before this. And they're like, oh, you already know that story. You already told me. And I'm like, I told you already? Like, okay, cool. Sorry if you said this already, but did you have the same mind as a child then? I've always been like an old soul. I've always thought older. So I don't think as a child I really had a mind as a child. I hate to ask, but did your sister pass the same way she did in the first? Did you know it was? So I didn't know when she was going to pass, how she was going to pass, none of that. I believe it is the same way. And the reason why I believe it is because my intuition, how I felt towards her husband. I had never met him before. I never liked him. And he was really nice to me. But I never liked him, ever. I talked to my cousin about it, and she thinks she also is in a parallel universe. I believe her. And that's what my podcast is about, talking to people who've experienced this. That's what it's going to be about. So I'm hopefully Monday or Tuesday, I should be doing a whole new one with the guy who said he had the same experience as me, just a little different. And I'm going to talk to him on Instagram Live. So please make sure if you're into this kind of stuff that you guys follow me on Instagram so that I can go ahead and you guys can see everything. If I'm going to try and put little snippets, if you guys see when I talk to Dom, I have little snippets put up about astral projection. But I can't put all of it on TikTok. But yeah, there was something you needed to learn. That's why it happened. I agree, Nikki. Do you ever wonder what happened to the other you? I think she gone, girl. I think that girl gone. Bless her soul. And blessings to you. Blessings to you also. There is a thing called shifting. Look it up. Quarantine. Yes, it's called quarantine. I couldn't think of the name. I said when they put us on timeout. I got close. I truly enjoy your live feed. Thank you. I wish I can stay. Going to check out your YouTube out. Much love. Oh, thank you. Not necessarily stuck, but more valuable, so to speak. How did you function throughout life with this in your mind? After a while, you just go through it. You just keep going. And then, not to mention, like I said, after a dream is like a dream. You keep forgetting. So I start forgetting more stuff, and I started being more present into the current time. So that helped also. What do you think happened to your 10-year-old spirit? I don't think anything happened. I kind of just think I went back in time. I don't think anything happened. I just think that was where my consciousness laid. So, and I think it just overlapped everything that my original 10-year-old self had done. Did you ever tell your partner about what happened? I told my husband, which he believed me, but I didn't tell the guy who we were stuck together like magnets. So are you stuck in the right parallel universe? I think I'm in the one that the universe wants me to be in. Not one. I don't think I have an option to choose, but I think I'm in the one they want me to be in. Hi, sorry I missed it, but were you able to alter the course of your life based on your experience? I would say with my intuition, yes, I was able to alter things, but not too much. Do you and your partner still have a close relationship? No, fuck that nigga. I'm just kidding. Sorry, I'm not mean like that, but no, we don't. And the funny part is when we're around each other, we fall right back into it. We not together like that, but that's always been my friend. That's my partner. So, but he don't be around. But that's my partner. I don't got no bad things to say about him, no ill will against him. I just wish he would, step up and be more of a father. But hey, to each his own. Sometimes someone not being there is the blessing. You don't know it because they might fuck with the mentality of kids. You never know. How old were you when you and your baby daddy, when y'all broke up? 25. About 25. Someone said I'm dying. What did I miss? Oh my goodness, Mama Tay 19, you missed everything. That's okay, girl. I'll go live again one day. Did you notice any Mandela effects between these two? That's why I think that I went on a different timeline. I've noticed so many Mandela effects, almost all of them. The Bernstein Bears, Fruit Loops. I swear the guy said, I see dead people. On, was that The Sixth Sense? The Sixth Sense, I think. With the little boy with Bruce Willis. I think his name Bruce Willis. Not Bruce Lee, right? Yeah, Bruce Willis, I think. Bruce Lee be fighting. But yeah, all the Mandela's effects, I can relate. And that's what made me think, maybe I skipped. That's how I started putting all this stuff together. Like I said, I really don't have the answer to be this is what it is. But I'm just going off of feelings and what I see. Do you talk about this with your kids? They just, yeah. My son thinks it's the coolest thing ever. My oldest daughter, she's kind of on a spiritual journey like me. So I think she's starting to understand and feel some stuff. Who was the first person you told about this and why? The first person I told was my best friend Twyla. Why did I tell her? Because I was drunk. And I told her, just like I told y'all, I know you're not going to believe me. And when I told her, she was like, okay, yeah. She wasn't ready to receive it. And that kind of shied me away from telling too many people. What would you do if it would happen again? Write everything down and change Bitcoin to Shellcoin. I would. Did you smack? No. That was your water? No. Do you watch Rick and Morty? Sounds stupid, but it relates to your story. Everyone keeps telling me about it. I haven't watched like full episodes, but a lot of people are saying that. Wow, that's interesting. Queen, hey. Did you notice any Mandela effects between the two different timelines? Yes, I did. A lot. There's a few key differences and a bunch of small ones. Thank y'all for answering. So you always see the same people in both? Yes. Yes. My mom, my dad, my sister, everybody was the same. And that's why a lot of people say your past life. I'm like, no, it's the same life. It's the same one. Do you know what year you were in your first life? Same exact year. I was born the same year. I stopped at 2010. That's when I was 23 and went back to being 10, 1997. Wait, you were 23 with kids and woke up 10. Do you think that you were your sister? I don't. And the reason why I don't think I was my sister, because my sister had two girls. I had a girl and a boy. And when I woke up at 10, I seen my sister. So I don't think I was my sister. She's original. What was anything different about the people? No, the people are all the same. They all act the same. Everything was the same. Nothing was different. That must be so warming to see a part of your sister in your first daughter. Man, she used to sit there and like I'd hold her, and I always had, we had a heck of pictures of her in the house, and she would sit and coo and talk to the pictures all the time. And then when she got older, she was like, Auntie Londa, Auntie Shalonda. Like, she never knew her to call her auntie. So it warmed my heart a lot. Okay, some big ones too. There's always a bunch of small details and big ones too. Your every generation is real. I always feel deja vu. Deja vu, I'm telling you, it's yourself telling you something. You don't think it was like a body jump? Like I said, it could be. It could be. I won't say it's not this and it is that, because I honestly don't know. I think you passed and regenerated in this universe. That's definitely a possibility. Definitely on one of my top on the list. When did you realize it wasn't a dream? I say about 3 weeks. It took about 3 weeks when I realized you gotta turn this homework in, girlfriend. Once that started happening, when I had all them chores to do, that sounds like okay. Things ain't going back. Because normally my kids, I'm just kidding, my kids didn't do the chores. They weren't old enough. But they do now. But I had to do all that stuff. So, yeah. That's a good question. Which one did I miss? You ever think it's like a missing person's case in the other universe? Could be. But my last knowledge there was going to sleep with my babies. Laying down with my babies. It was the last knowledge I had. Hi, how are you? It's called the regeneration. I'm going to have to look that up because I don't know what that is. Do you remember the last day before you were 10 again? I don't remember the last day. The last thing I remember is going to sleep with my children. They went to sleep first and I laid down with them. Last thing I remember. Do you think it's possible that you were your sister in your past life? I don't think so, because of the kids. And she had 2 girls. I had a girl and a boy. I know for sure I had a girl and a boy. Is your partner the same? Yes. Who was your partner in your past life? My baby daddy. All right, y'all. I could sit and talk for y'all for hours. And I'm sorry if I didn't get to answer everyone's questions tonight. But it's 11:07. I got to get up early in the morning and go to work. But since y'all seem to like this, I can do more questions. We could do more about other story times because I have a lot. Did y'all check out my shroom one? Because I just finally did shrooms for the first time. We can definitely talk about that one next. But if you guys have any other questions, please go refer back to my page, to Parallel Universe, or to my sister's passing, because it will pretty much answer all these questions, okay? And you up until 2:07 watching. I like y'all. Thank y'all so much for really spending time and asking questions and having me think and having me reminisce, because I love telling my sister stories, because it's like me getting to relive some things again with her. So I appreciate that. I hope you guys all have a good night. Stay blessed. I love y'all. Bye.